Good evening, everyone. How are we all? Hope we're well. I'm a bit late tonight. I am a busy boy. Busy chat today. So yeah, I'm on a little bit late, and I'm probably just going to be on for around about half an hour this evening. But I thought I'd stop by and come and say hello. So hope you are all good. It is Thursday evening, the 19th of March. We're flying through March. Been enjoying the sunshine a little bit today. I had my breakfast in the garden in the sunshine, and I had my lunch in the garden as well, which was very, very nice. Sat in the sunshine. Quite lucky where our garden. It's like a proper little sun trap, and it's really sheltered. I remember in COVID, I was like putting on my Instagram, like I was like this time of year when it COVID, I think it's tomorrow. From memory, it was like the 20th of March we went into lockdown. Was it 6 years ago? Tomorrow? Maybe something like that. Anyway, it didn't like, it was just sunny for about 14 weeks. And I remember lying in my garden sunbathing, put it on my Instagram, and people were messaging me like, how on earth are you sunbathing in this? It's bloody freezing, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, nah, it's well warm. And it really, really is. Our garden's like proper little sun trap. And yesterday I was jet washing, tidying it all up, getting it all summer ready. So I thought I might as well use it today. So I've been sat in the garden, not warm enough to sunbathe today, but sat in the garden having breakfast. It was very, very nice. Anyway, are we all good? How's your Thursday been? Mine's been pretty decent. Julie on Facebook, my mother-in-law. Hello, Julie. How are you good? I hope you're all well. Yeah, mine's been a good day today. Just mega. I've tried to do too much. I have tried to do too much today. I have filmed 2 recipes. I've done some worth the calories stuff. I wanted to do a podcast. Hasn't happened. That's going to be next week. So worth the calories. Podcast didn't happen. 2 recipes. Baked up a few other bits and pieces. Worked. Got some plans out. Still got one to get out. Yeah, I just feel like I've done loads. I just feel like I've done too much today. I'm absolutely knackered. That's why I'm only going to be on for half an hour. I've still got probably about half an hour's worth of work to do. Then I'm going to go to bed. It's check-in day tomorrow, and check-in day is just check-ins, especially when it's the first challenge check-in tomorrow. So I just want to get my head down tomorrow, and I'm spinning mid-morning. I'm covering spin at 9:15 in the morning. So my aim is to get in here for 7:30, do an hour. Right, do an hour. I might try and get in a bit earlier, actually, but I'm knackered. I fancy a little bit of a lay-in. Anyway, my aim is to get in here at 7:30 at the latest. Do an hour. Then I'm going to shoot off to spin, and then I'll be back in here for about 10:30, 11:15 tomorrow. 10:30, 11:15, and then it's just head down, work. Got nothing else on tomorrow. Get spin done. That's the gym out of the way. So just work, and try and wrap up for the weekend. Right, let's do top 5 on TikTok. See who's about. Steve's in at number 1, Faye's in at number 2, Louise is in at number 3, Becky's in at number 4, and Jackie is in at number 5. Good evening, guys. Hope you are well. Steph GC's in, Katie's in. Louise, 23rd. Was it the 23rd we went into lockdown? So when was that? So that's Monday. Is that? Yeah, it's Monday. So yeah, so it's does that work out right? 6 years. Because I know we went into lockdown on a Monday. Was it a Monday? Was it a Sunday? Was it a Sunday? I can't remember. Anyway, yes, I remember it. I remember it well. I tell you how I remember COVID lockdown well, because my clients were dropping like flies. Not dying. Really? No, so I was a PT at the time, and a lot of my clients, like throughout March, like, we're not going to come to the gym anymore until this is all passed over. It's like, okay. So I went from doing 40 sessions a week. Actually, I'm lying there. I went from doing 50 sessions a week in January 2020, I was doing 50 PT sessions a week. I was absolutely rammed, right? And I went from doing 50 sessions a week to February doing 20 sessions a week. And then the week before we went into lockdown, I think I did 15 sessions. And I remember, because we paid £400 a month to PT out the gym, I'm like, I'm not paying that for next month if it's going to be like this for a month. A month, that's what I thought it was going to be like. And I remember going into like the guy that run the gym, James. I said, mate, I'm out. I said, until this blows over, I'm not going to PT. I'm going to PT people in their homes that want me to PT in their homes, in the back gardens, in the homes, this, that, the other. And then I'll be back, obviously we'll be back in a few weeks when all this blows over. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then, I had 4 clients. That was on the Friday. And then I had 4 clients booked in for the Saturday morning in Ribby. And I phoned them all. And I said, I'm going to come and PT you in your house, if that's all right. I said, we can do it on the driveway. The weather's nice this weekend. We can do it outside. We can do it in your garage if you've got space. We can do it in your front room. It doesn't matter. But I'm not going to be PTing at Ribby until, obviously, this COVID thing blows over. 3 of them, it's all right. We'll put our sessions on hold. And I was just like, my business is gone. I'm in trouble here for it. Like, I was like, am I going to earn in April? Let alone, I had no idea it was going to last for however long it did. And then one couple that I PT'd on a Saturday morning, they were like, yeah, come round. Come round. So I went round and I said, right, so you're right with me PTing you at your house? And yeah. That's at a home gym. They were minted. And then bang, we went into lockdown, didn't we? That was it. It was absolutely, it was so weird. Like, I remember on the Monday morning, so we went into lockdown. It might have been a Tuesday. I can't remember if we went into lockdown. I don't know if Bozza announced it on the Sunday night or he announced it on the Monday night or whatever it was. But the following morning, I had like 250 quid's worth of clothes from ASOS. And I remember putting it on Facebook going, I don't know what to do. I've got 250 quid's worth of clothes from ASOS. They obviously need to go back. Like, I want to, post office is shut, but the garage is still open. And that's where I return parcels to. And then some people are like, yeah, take them. Other people were like, is it really worth risking your life for 250 quid? And I was like, yeah, it's 250 quid. I've just lost my business. Like, I need to get them back. And I remember driving to the garage. So our local like Euro garage from where I live is about 3 miles. And it was like The Walking Dead. I didn't see a car. I didn't see a person. It was honestly, it was mental. It was mental. It was crazy. It was weird. It was honestly weird. It was really, really weird. Anyway, I went in the garage and you didn't have to wear masks or anything then. I was like, are you still doing deliveries? And they're like, yeah, I think so. I was still returning some. Yeah, so give them my parcel, grabbed a few bits, jumped in the car, drove home. And then I went back in the afternoon to get a cylinder for my barbecue. I was like, well, if I'm going to be stuck at home, I might as well go and grab one now. I thought they'll sell out dead quick. Everyone will be bloody barbecue. And looked at the forecast for the week and it was sunny. So I drove back in the afternoon to Gary's got a cylinder and went back. It was absolutely random on it. It was and it's like, I can't believe it was 6 years ago. But thinking about it now, when we tell people, tell your kids, tell your grandkids in the future, they won't believe. They'll be like, what? It was mental, wasn't it? Mental time. My kids lost the ball over the fence and I didn't go get it as I'd had my hours. Honestly, it was like, we live in a little village. I've said about this before. We lived in a little bubble and it was like, you go out for one walk a day or whatever it was. And I'm like, and we kind of, me and Rach for the first couple of days, we tried to stick to the rules. I know I've driven to the garage, but we sort of tried. We took the dogs out for one walk for an hour like everyone else was doing. And I remember doing me washing up, and I live on a lane, and my lane's a dog walking haven. Like, people just walk dogs up and down my lane all the time. I said, Rach, let's take the dogs out again. She went, no, you're not allowed. You're allowed to go out once a day. I said, well, Dave's walked his collie 6 times past our house today. So if he can do it 6 times, I'm doing it twice. So we went out again. And we did. We just went out walking all the time. We mates with dogs and went out 3-4 times. And yeah, it was absolutely. It was. I remember walking. We've got like a local farm shop just out the village. It's about a mile walk out the village, and you used to plan stuff around like it was like, should we go to Saswick for something? And she was like, yeah, I can do. And you get me backpack on, and it was like, yeah, day out, we'll walk there, we'll get a few bits, we'll sit on the grass on the way home, make some butties from what we get from farm shop. And it was absolutely. Do you know what? I didn't appreciate it for what it was. It's because if I knew that I'd be back PTing within 4 months, really, like it was on and off, don't get me wrong, and I was just doing it in my back garden, and then I had this place converted into a gym and this, that, and the other. But if I'd known it was 3-4 months, I wouldn't have panicked anywhere near the way I did panic, because when I set my company up, my personal training business, I set it up at a time where I wasn't covered under like the self-employment furlough, so I earned nothing from COVID whatsoever. I took a bounce back loan of 10 grand to build my gym here, which I'm still paying back now. That was it. But we didn't get that till, when did we get that? About 8 months, 6-8 months afterwards. I think we got like the October or something. We went in the March, didn't we? So probably like 6 months after. So I didn't get anything. And if I'd known, I would have probably enjoyed the 4 months off. Like if I'd known, yeah, you'd be back, and then you'd be back full time, and within, you know, it was a bit hit and miss after that though. We did have a few more lockdowns, but potentially still PT'd in lockdown when I had my own little private facility like I do now. You could still exercise in lockdown with one person a day outside. So I just opened up all the doors on my gym, and people still come around to train. But anyway, weird times, definitely weird times. Let me scan down. Do you miss PT? Yeah, I do. And it is something I've ummed and ahed about going back into. I miss the social interaction, like the one-to-one interaction. What's actually made that easier is going back teaching spin. So I used to teach when I was a personal trainer, I used to teach 6 or 7 fitness classes a week. I do spin twice a week, sometimes 3. Because one of the gym managers had a regular class, but they were in and out of meetings, so they just always used to ask me to cover it. So probably 1 week I did 2, 1 week I did 3, and then I taught like different circuit classes and body pump and stuff like that. And actually, I prefer doing group fitness training than actually doing personal training one-to-one. I love working with bigger groups of people. But yeah, I do miss that social interaction. It can be quite lonely working. You know, I work for myself. I sit in my office. I love doing. It's reason why I do love doing my live, so I can come on and chat to you guys. It's like, although I know you can't talk back unless we're in the community and we're doing a Zoom, I do enjoy it. But yeah, I miss the banter of working in the gym. And my mate John, who's still a PT at Ribby, he's always having a little like, you could come back PT. And I'm like, I know. I have ummed and ahed about it, but I haven't got time. Like, if that makes sense, something else would have to give if I went back personal training, and it wouldn't be my coaching. I love doing my coaching, so that's always going to be like the basis. I do a lot of social media stuff now, which is my little side hustle that earns me some income. Would I be able to do as much of that if I was person? Probably not. To counterbalance financially, I wouldn't really be any better off, I don't think. And if I did go back PT, I wouldn't do it full time. And then I've got to pay the gym. I think the rent at the gym now is £500 a month, which isn't bad. It's 125 quid a week to be able to take anyone you want into the gym so they can train there with you. It's not. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's 4 sessions. It's how I used to look at it. My first 4 sessions of the week out of 40 paid for my gym rent, and then the other 36 was my wage. So, but yeah, I do miss it. I do miss personal training. I do miss the interaction. Might end up at some point in time going and doing a little bit. I have thought about it because I charge I charge now £40 a session. So even if I went and did 10 sessions a week, that'd be £1,600 a month. So yeah, you have to take £500 out of that for gym rent, but that'd be £1,100. And then I could actually use the gym to do a lot more content. I could do a bit more gym content. I don't want to be a personal trainer online. I'm a weight loss coach, but I love training. I absolutely love it. So maybe I'd set up a second account and do it as, the RLB personal training and do sort of videos on how to exercise and stuff like that. Dan, leg day yesterday at the gym, struggling to walk this morning. I forgot what it's like with my knees. I can't train my legs properly. So I miss that feeling. I used to love training legs. I do. Though I did a back session on Monday. It was Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. When did I train? Monday. I trained back on Monday. Oh my God. My back Tuesday and yesterday was in absolute pieces. And then I've trained back again today. So we'll see if it's recovered enough or I'm going to be in absolute pieces yesterday. But I love that feeling. I do. I got made redundant. Our boss said couldn't pay our wages. Then they mentioned the furlough. Yeah, Rachel was furloughed in COVID for 3 months. So she got like 80% of her 80% of her wages for 3 months. But she worked for 3 months. And then obviously their business was suffering. And they basically said, is there anyone here that can handle not getting paid a full wage for 3 months? And at the time, I just said to Rach, it was, although my business had shut down, I remember saying to her, she was really unhappy, to be honest with you. Things were slow. She was struggling a little bit herself. And I said, just take it. I said, we're not spending it. Actually, I panicked at the beginning of COVID. And I had savings in the bank. And I did panic a little bit at the beginning. But you didn't spend anything. We literally spent, you've got your mortgage going out still, and your gas and electric and a few other bits and pieces going out. But other than that, we didn't spend anything. In fact, we worked our way through the freezer to eat up bits and pieces that were in there. We worked our way through the cupboards and tins, and we were like having a bit of a clear out and stuff. And you didn't spend anything. So in the end, we actually were all right. And I was quite lucky. I panicked a little bit, but Rachel's, even her wage after being furloughed, it covered the basics. So we were all right, I was just looking at your YouTube site today to see if you had any gym training videos. I do, but they're unlisted. They're hidden. All right. Why? Because they're linked to. So I've got. If anyone like I say, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm a weight loss coach, but I have done some gym workouts on my website, and on my website, if you buy a workout, it comes as a PDF which you can have on your phone in the gym, and then there's a video that you can click on, so it'll give you a description, like a little demonstration video of how to do the workout. So they are on there, but they are hidden unless you buy a workout. Right, let me scan down. Scales not moving, but clothes feeling looser. So our body, when we eat healthier and move more and get hydrated, basically our cells can tighten up. So we might not necessarily lose any fat. You'll only lose fat if you're in a calorie deficit. So now, when you say scales not moving, for how long? And when you say not moving, so people are always very, very airy-fairy with it a little bit. When you delve in, I've lost 7 pounds in a month. Well, the scales are moving then. Yeah, but when I did keto, I lost 20 pounds in a month. So it doesn't feel like they're moving. Genuinely. And for how long? But let's say we have a really unhealthy diet now, right? We're just really unhealthy. We're unhealthy people. We're not moving. We have a very unhealthy diet. We're dehydrated. If you start moving more, start eating healthier, but not in a calorie deficit, just improving your overall diet and drinking more fluids, your body kind of tightens up, right? I always describe it if I use this polishing cloth here, like that's an unhealthy body, right? Then you start eating healthier, moving more, drinking more water, and that's a healthier body, right? So what I've done there is I've scrunched it up tight. It's the same cloth. I've not took any cloth away, right? That is a polishing cloth from your sunglasses, right? Yeah. Unhealthy body, lots of air in between it. Healthy body, tightened up. Same cloth, same weight, just a bit more compacted. And that's why when we start going on a bit of a health kick, clothes can feel better because you tighten up a little bit. You're not as bloated. You tighten up a little bit. That'll only last so long. That'll only last so long, you know. Right, let me scan up and see if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. I think I'm all good. You guys are quite quiet today. 3 days before my birthday. Oh, is that how you remembered COVID lockdown? Because it was 3 days before your birthday. I was absolutely like, let me scan now. Oh, Donna's in. Good evening to anyone, by the way, if I've missed you. Yeah, it was COVID. It's my 40th. It was my 40th. September 2020 was my 40th. And we had a 2-week drive to America booked. I was gutted. We were flying like premium with Virgin from Manchester to San Francisco. And then we hired a car and we were going to drive right down the coast all the way to LA. And then get to LA and then go and have 3 nights in Vegas to finish off and then fly home. It's all booked. It was all paid for. I'd saved up for a few years for it. And then bang, gone. COVID hit. Now, we did end up first week of September. We managed to get to Turkey. And even now, it is absolutely bonkers. I remember going through Manchester Airport, the chairs were taped up. So it was like one seat, tape for social distancing. There was no social distancing on the plane, but you had to wear a face mask. No one did. It was crazy. And then you got to Turkey and COVID didn't exist. It was like we just walked around the hotel. There was no face mask. There was no nothing. It was just like get on with it, do what you want. So we did get away. We did get away for my birthday, but it wasn't quite the holiday I was wanting. So chicken feta bake was banging. That mac and cheese, could it be done as a bake? Yeah, Dan, I did put that in the recipe actually. So I did a chicken feta pasta bake. Do you mean could you make it as a bake, or could you make it in the pan and then bake it afterwards? You couldn't, if you were going to bake it in the oven to cook all the pasta through and everything, you'd have to put a lot more liquid in it for the pasta to cook. But could you make it in the pan as I made it and then put it in a tray and bake it afterwards? Yeah, and I've said that if you watch the YouTube recipe, I think I've mentioned that in it. You could, put it in a tray, add some mozzarella on top. Obviously, you'd have to count the extra calories in there. Some mac and cheeses have like golden breadcrumbs on, don't need a bit of cheese. So you could do that and bake it. You'd only need to do it for 10 minutes and you would lose some of the sauce because it would dry out a little bit. But yeah, you could do if you wanted to. Absolutely, you could. How many calories do you allow yourself on snacks, Neil? It varies, really, to be honest with you. In terms of my calorie structure, so I eat 2,600 calories a day on average. But my calorie structure during the week is 2,100. And that is 500 for breakfast. I would say between 400 and 500, but really, officially, it's 500 for breakfast, 600 for lunch, 800 for tea, which is 1,900 calories. And that leaves me with 200 calories for snacks. But I don't, it's 700 calories. Officially, my calorie structure is 5, 6, 7, 8. My roots tooting baby. He's driving me crazy, right? So 500 calories for breakfast, 600 calories for lunch, 700 calories for tea. And then I've got 300 calories for any snacks that I want. Calorie structures are just a guide. So yes, I my calorie structure for my breakfast is 500, but I might have 450. My calorie structure for my lunch is 600. I might have 550, and that all those extras there go into my snacks or extras pot. So today, snack wise, I've actually ended up having, I had a 333 calorie yogurt bowl snack today, and I'm going to have 150. So my snacks today are 450. So, and what do I class as snacks? Anything in between main meals. Breakfast is breakfast, lunch is lunch, tea is tea, right? Whether I eat breakfast or not, I always have lunch and tea every single day. That's a given. Sometimes I eat breakfast, sometimes I don't. And then snacks is anything in between main meals. So yeah, it varies a little bit. Really, it just depends. Sometimes my snacks can be 200 calories a day. Sometimes they can be 500. It kind of depends on where my main meals are, and I always pre-track. So I tend to, in the morning, I've already tracked. Tomorrow, I've tracked my dinner, my breakfast, and my dinner. I haven't tracked my tea yet, so I don't know what we're having. I'll have a chat with Rachel. We're not 100% sure what we're having yet. So I always track in the morning, and the first thing I track is my main meals. That is the first thing I track. So my main meals are the first thing I track. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, they're in. And then when I've put them in, I can then see what I've got left over. And like I say, during the week, I try and do about 2,100 calories. Some days I do 1,700, 1,800. Some days I do 2,400, 2,500. So again, nothing set in stone, but it's just a guide. It's just a guide. Is there a right or wrong answer? No, there isn't. I get clients that come on board and don't really eat main meals. I like to graze throughout the day. Is there anything wrong with that? And I'm like, you can do what you want within your calories. My only issue with grazing throughout the day is it's a bit of a pain in the bum to track. Like, I try and eat 4 or 5 times a day. That's it, right? And it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, track. Whereas if you're someone that's like, yeah, I'll have a, let's say your calories are 2,000 calories a day, right? And Monday to Friday, you're going to have 1,750 to bank some calories for the weekend. If you had 250 calorie breakfast, right? Or 350 calorie, don't matter, right? 500 calorie lunch, 600 calorie tea. Yeah. And then 300 calories of snacks, 350 calories of snacks. That is a lot easier. You could have, if you wanted to, at 1,700 calories, you could have 8 200 calorie grazing things, right? And then 150. So you could probably eat nearly much every hour and a half, but it's a bit of a faff. Yeah, for me personally, But like I say, you've kind of got to find what works for you at times. And that's the beauty of my plan. It's very much you can, I keep reading. We should introduce some strength training each week. What are your thoughts? Absolutely. I would recommend every single person on TikTok, every single person on Facebook, YouTube here, resistance training twice a week. It's absolutely amazing for the body. It really, really is. Whether you decide to do it or not, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's up to you whether you do it or not, but it's absolutely amazing for the body. It reverses the effects of aging. It strengthens joints. It keeps away sarcopenia, which is depletion of skeletal muscle as you get older. It strengthens joints. It helps with osteoarthritis as you get older. It's just, I've got ruptured ACLs, torn meniscus, severe arthritis in both knees, right? I can still do 11,000 steps a day, right? And teach spin twice a week because I do strength training. Because my legs are that strong and when I say strong, I'm not talking I can't do loads of squats or anything like that, but because I move a lot and I do light leg sessions and I've trained for years and years and years since I started my weight loss journey, the strength that I've built in my legs and the mobility of it allows me to keep moving, even though I've got such severe mobility issues. Right. So yeah, absolutely. I would recommend everyone, just like I'd recommend everyone to do at least one 20 to 30 minute walk outside a day. Whether you decide to do it or not is down to you. Why do I recommend everyone to do one 20 to 30 minute walk a day? It's fresh air. It's just good for us, right? It's just getting out and about, getting out in the outdoors, getting some, especially at the moment, vitamin D on your skin. It's been, honestly, I've been out. This has been me the last 2 days. At backwards. Why at backwards? Because I want the sun on my face, right? I'm not in Australia. I don't need to worry too much about UV. Sun is on, right? Let's go. Right? Absolutely love it. Can't beat it. Yeah. It just makes you feel $1 million being outside in the sunshine. But just going out for a walk, leave your phone at home. I do. Right? It's very, unless I'm walking at night time and I need my torch to see where the dog's gone for a shit. That's the honest truth. I'll leave during the day, I'll leave my phone at home. Right? I'll leave my phone at home, phone's on the side. I just go out with the dogs, right? And I just go for a mooch about. Just no social media, no phone, no nothing, having a walk about. And I recommend, you might do a job where you do 15,000 steps a day at work. I recommend still getting out and about and still going for a bit of a walk, Starting aqua aerobics in April. My sister has been recommending it for arthritis and needs a buddy. Do you know what? I go to Ribby Hall Village Gym. I've been a member there for 12 years. And I go at least 6 times a week, sometimes 7. Absolutely love it. Used to be a personal trainer there, teach spin there twice a week. And one of the first things I ever did was aqua aerobics. And why I joined Ribby was I used to go to a YMCA gym in Kirkham, which is my local town. And they had a pool there, but the gym overlooked the pool. So anyone with like a full glass front. So basically you're in the gym, right? And anyone that was on a treadmill, right, was looking down. And I was so self-conscious. I just didn't like it. It was too open. And I wanted to get into swimming because swimming's fantastic. It's resistance training, right? Water adds about 20% resistance. Yeah. So, you're doing your aqua aerobics and they get you to punch underwater and get you to do your raises and get you to do your runs on the spots and your knee raises and your moves from side to side. That is resistance training, right? Because the water adds resistance. And then I was talking to someone. I was like, yeah, I want to get into swimming. I'm a bit self-conscious. I was very open. I didn't mind, talking about it. So I go to Ribby. Went, well, I've got a members-only pool. I was like, what? So they said they've got a big leisure pool at the front, which is like for the holiday park, which you can use if you remember. But then behind the big leisure pool, right, is a members-only pool. It's adults only. And go during the day, it's dead quiet, this, that, and the other. And I was like, right, I like the sound of that. So I went and I ended up joining Ribby. And I remember going into the pool, and I'd not been in a swimming pool other than a couple of holidays I'd not been into a swimming pool in the UK since I was probably at primary school. Maybe high school at a push, but early high school, And I remember walking through, and I was probably at the time I joined Ribby. I started my weight loss journey in the February. I joined Ribby in the end of June, early July. So I was probably 5-6 months in, 5 months in maybe. I'd probably lost 4 or 5 stone by then. I was still over 30 stone. Very, very self-conscious. But I walked through and I realized there was all different shapes and sizes in there. So it didn't bother me at all. And I was like, all right. Okay, and there was some bigger people and thinner people and older people, and people were lovely. People are going to look at you because I'm nearly 6'5" and I'm 33 stone. I'm not exactly, flipping a set of car keys that you lose down back at Sofa, am I? So I was fully aware people are going to, I'm not, I don't really blend in. But people weren't, oh my God, who's this? I didn't get that feeling there. I've always felt accepted at Ribby. It's always been a brilliant gym. And I think it's got an older vibe, a bit of an older vibe. I'd say the average age there is like probably maybe a bit younger than me, maybe 40, 41, 42, something like that. Anyway, and then I remember Friday morning, I think I joined I'd gone on the Monday and I'd gone in the pool and had a bit of a swim. And I went Friday morning. And I remember walking into the pool and it was just full of, purple rinsers, basically. Lovely ladies, but, one hair colour between and that was it. And I was like, Oh, bloody hell, I wanted to have a bit of a swim. Anyway, the woman on the side was like, come on, you're joining in. She was absolutely mad as a box of frogs. She was bouncing all over it, shot left, right, and centre, bloody Macarena, Venga Boys, whatever. And I was like, I honestly, I was like, oh, why not? So I went and I jumped in the pool and I did aquarobics. I did it for about 12 months every Friday morning. Loved it. First day in terms of old dears, absolutely brilliant. Doris, Babs, Sue, lovely. In hot tub with them after, not in a weird way, just in hot tub with them afterwards, nattering, you know. And yeah, absolutely loved it. And if you do aquarobics properly, like, don't get me wrong, most of the old dears in there were just there to do a bit of movement, and it didn't matter what, you know, the lady was doing on the side of the pool. They were just doing this and doing that. But hey, it's movement, it's great. I'll never criticize that. I was giving it licks, me. I'm on it, me. I'm thinking I'm flipping, you know, going for it, synchronized swimming in the Olympics, and it's bloody knackering. Tell you what's a really weird feeling: sweating while being in water. Like, so when you swim or you're doing aquarobics, you know you're sweating, but you're in water. It's a very weird feeling. Anyway, there we go. Right, guys, I'm going very, very shortly. We're only 5 minutes. I was only do half an hour. I'm just saying, talking shit, basically, but that's what these lives are all about at times, aren't they? I won't get me dinner for 30, 40 minutes, and it's great physically for losing weight and mentally. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. It really, really is. And, you know, it just, honestly, if anyone said to me now, right, you can, I wouldn't want to make this decision. You can either do the gym or you can walk. It would be walking. It really, really would. It honestly would. And like I say, I never hopefully have to make that decision. I never want to make that decision, but it would. I absolutely love going for a good walk. I do exercise classes more than strength training. Is that just as good? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want people to like, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. The best form of exercise, right, is what you enjoy doing. Because if you enjoy doing it, you'll be consistent, right? So don't get too wrapped up in, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing something else. I'm talking about what I think is most beneficial. But, you know, it depends what classes you're doing. A lot of classes are resistance-based. I'm not talking, you know, resistance training or strength-based training is different. I'm talking about resistance training. I'm not talking about your body under resistance. So, when I talk about that, I don't want you to think, oh, I've got to go to the gym and do loads of deadlifts, or I've got to go to the gym and do loads of like military presses with great big 20 key barbells. It's just about putting your body under resistance, right? So, you know, if you're doing a class and it's a circuit class and they do some kettlebell stuff, or even if it's like calisthenics where you're just doing body weight squats or anything like that, it's all resistance training. Do you know what I mean? If you want to build, body balance, spin, Pilates, it's good. You know, yoga, Pilates, you're all using your body weight, using your core for balance, and this, that, and the other. It is resistance training. It's calisthenics stuff. Spin, you got your little dial on your bike, right? But just don't be a pussy with it. Make sure you're giving it a bit, right? And yeah, you know, it's like, you know, your legs should be, I always call them jelly legs, right? And I'm like, I'll be getting on my spin bike, and I'm like, jelly legs or no jelly legs? I'll ask the class, and the class will go, that was a tough one, Neil. Jelly legs. I'm like, well, jelly legs after spin. You've been putting a bit in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, all good. Honestly, really, really good. Yoga's amazing. And Pilates. I'm a Pilates instructor. You might not know that, but I am. I don't instruct Pilates. I haven't done for 7 years, but I used to. Anyway, there we go. Right, that's me. I am definitely out of here. I'm going to bed. What are we watching tonight? I'm trying to talk Rachel into watching an episode of Breaking Bad. I've watched Breaking Bad again. Absolutely love it. It's always between Breaking Bad and Sopranos as the best TV shows ever made. Now I've watched Breaking Bad again. It's Breaking Bad. If I watch Sopranos again, I'd probably say Sopranos. But I'm literally on episode 9 of season 4. This is the 4th time I've watched Breaking Bad all the way through. So I'm going to try and do that. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything new on. Waiting for Peaky Blinders tomorrow. That is what I'm watching. Oh, no, I'm not watching it tomorrow night. I think we're going to do it Saturday because United are on tomorrow night. So United are on tomorrow night, so I'm probably going to be watching the footy tomorrow night. So I think we're going to have a night in on Saturday. We're going to go get a pizza from our local Italian down the road, and we're going to have a Peaky Blinders night. Bit of popcorn on sofa. Can't wait. I need to rewatch Breaking Bad. Me and the boyfriend have said we need to. It's honestly, it is so. I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's such a good show. It really, really is. Like I say, I think it's probably the best that's ever been. There's some very good ones up there. Sopranos is number 2. Sopranos is number 2. We've never watched The Sopranos, but it's unbelievably good telly. It really, really is. There's 7 seasons of it, so you can binge watch it for a good while. Anyway, right, that's me. I am definitely done. Guys, I'm not in tomorrow. I don't do lives on a Friday anymore. It's checking, not chicken, checking tomorrow. I will be back, though, only on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, you people here, follow me here. Yeah, because Saturday morning, before spin, I'll be in the car on the gym car park and we'll do a 45-minute live. And that's me then signing off for the week until Monday. So if you do only follow me on YouTube or Facebook, I'm going to sign off to you first tonight. And I will be back Monday morning, 7:30. No, actually, Monday morning, I might just be on TikTok again. Why? Want to get the car valeted. I need to message him. I think they're coming to do it Monday, which means I'll have to take Rachel to work. I could do them doing it like late morning Monday. Take Rachel to work, drive to Ribby, do a live on the car park, go and train, get home, get the car valeted, and then have to go and pick Rachel up later on. So I'll let you know in my newsletter though on Sunday. So Monday night, I'll definitely be on here. Right? Monday night, I'll definitely be on here. But Saturday, anyway, is the next one. I'll know on Saturday morning whether I'm going to be on Facebook, YouTube on Monday morning. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge. Anyway, Facebook, YouTube, I'm saying good night to you first. If you only follow me on here, definitely Monday night, possibly Monday morning.